Hello everyone, welcome to Uncommon Reader. My name is Daniela and today I'm responding to a tag by the Mild Rumpus who tagged me in this mid-quarter crisis. It's more of a recap actually of what happened in my world of reads in this first few months of 2024. So without further ado, I'm going to start answering these questions. Starting with, how many books have you read so far this year? So I check on my Goodreads profile, and by the way, I'm going to leave you my Goodreads profile in the info box if you want to connect. And at the end of April, I had read 31 books, so I'm ahead of schedule, and we'll talk about that later. Second question, have you found a book that you think might be a 2024 favorite? I have found a few, but I'm just going to name one, which is Life Before Us by Romain Gary. I talked about this book maybe in a previous book tag, so I'm going to look for it and link it right here, not to be repetitive, but this is a story of a young boy who lives in a sort of a shelter run by an ex-prostitute in Paris. And we follow his adventures, which he describes, he's the narrator of the story, with a light heart, because he describes everything as with the eyes of a boy, which is always filled with hope, no matter how desperate your situation is. And it's a book that really touched my heart. I enjoy this book so much, and I look forward to read more from this author. Third question, any one-star books, least favorite books of the year? No, I haven't had a one-star experience. Maybe something like a 2 stars, but I wouldn't bother considering it such a failure. And especially because if I find books that don't really speak to me, that I don't really connect with, I don't usually waste my time to finish it. So I usually abandon it because I have such a long list of books that I would love to read that I think it's a waste of energy. And even I consider it a waste of time. You know, our time is so precious, so you wouldn't want to waste it with things that don't give you a good experience, or that you don't learn something that you think you might want to know. Let's move on. Fourth question, most read genre. I looked through all the books I read this year, and I see a really good variety of genres. What's maybe it's more frequent are novels that are infused with historical facts, so I would go with historic novels, which by the way are one of my favorite genres. A book that surprised you, this is the fifth question. I thought about Class Trip by Emmanuel Carrère. So Carrère is one of my favorite authors, current authors. He's a French writer, and he usually writes about current events. And while discussing current events, he always mixes up his own personal life, and which I find very intriguing, because this way we really connect with him as a writer and his way of looking at these current events. At the same time, he has a way to describe them that it's very unbiased, because he's able to detach from things and analyze them from every perspective. And he doesn't have a judgmental outlook. So I've been enamored with this author for a while. I mentioned V13 in a recent book tag as well. And this book surprised me because everything I read from him before this book was something related to current facts. And this book in particular was surprising to me because it's total fiction. It's a noir book. It's a thriller. It's a mystery involving this kid that has a very difficult relationship with his very protective parents, and he's trying to go on a field trip with his class. But his parents don't want him to go with the bus with the whole class, so they are trying to still have him go, and his father offers to drive him there. But something happens a few things happen while this field trip is taking place, which is going to disclose a lot of dark secrets from his family. And we also find out why this kid is so antisocial. He's sort of having a hard time connecting with his schoolmates, and he has very strange hobbies, reading crime stories, and for a kid it's very unusual. A lot of fears as well, insecurities, and we'll get to the point where we'll discover why these things are happening. And to me, this book was a real climb to what was at the end the outcome of this thriller, of this mystery, written with just the best rhythm, because the suspense keeps building up to the point where it will all explode. So yes, definitely this book was a surprise from Emmanuel Carrère for me. Moving on to the next question, which is a book that's come out in 2024 already that you want to read but you haven't. Well, definitely I want to read Dangerously by Azar Nafisi. So Azar Nafisi is an Iranian-American writer, and I totally adored and revere her book, Reading Lolita in Tehran. And now she's out with this new book, and this book apparently describes how literature can be so dangerous. And she disturbs a few authors that are known to be outspoken and maybe politically active or socially active, and the way probably that in different times and different places in the world literature was banned, and why. So I'm really looking forward to probably buy this book. I bought Reading Lolita in Tehran, but right now I lent it, so I'm waiting anxiously for its return here at home. I've said it before, I'm very interested in human rights, especially in the Middle East and certain other areas in the world. And I feel, speechless and so upset that in places like Afghanistan, girls, women cannot go to school, cannot listen to music, and cannot read. And it's I don't know why they are so scared of women out there, of giving that little pleasure of literature can be so dangerous. So that's very sad to me. Next question. One goal you made that you are succeeding at. Okay, so this year I didn't make any goals. I kind of track my reads through Goodreads, as I was mentioning. I actually lowered my expectations this year. I only set up my read maximum to 80 books, and last year it was 90. I just wanted to pace myself and really enjoy reading without having this sensation that I had to perform. I used to have this goal of reading 100 pages a day, and sometimes I still feel the pressure of oh gosh, I didn't read 100 pages. It's still stuck in my mind, but I try to let it go because ultimately reading has to be a pleasure, and we need to find the right time so we are focused and totally dive in a different world, in a different scenario, and just forget about ourselves. The next question, it's one goal you need to focus on. Again, I didn't really set a goal, but what I can tell you is that I would love to have more time to discover more booktube creators here on the booktube in English, because I have already made a lot of connections with my Italian channel, and I would love to have a little more time to explore more and to watch more videos from the new connections that I'm making here. And by the way, the next question is new to you booktubers, Bookstagram and BookTok. So I don't really have a TikTok profile, but I'm on Instagram, and you'll find my link in the info box. Although you will be confused because I'm not on Instagram as Uncommon Reader. I'm on Instagram as Gocce di Libri, which is my older booktube profile. But I mix English and Italian on my Instagram, so you might still want to connect, and I'll be happy to connect back with you. So, new to BookTube, let's focus on that. And of course, I have to give a shout out to the My Rumpus who has tagged me on this video, and to Renee of Beyond Books, Catherine of Raspberry Reads, Aaron Facer, and Hannah's Books. So, there are so many others because I'm really new here with this channel, and luckily I'll have a chance to give a shout out to other channels, and I will also link all these channels on my info box. Now it's time to tag somebody to end the video, and I'm going to tag Aaron Facer, I'm going to tag Catherine of Raspberry Reads, and I'm going to tag Maxine Marshall, who's really new here on BookTok with Read with Maxine. So I say hi to Maxine. We have just recently connected, so I look forward to explore your channel as well. And I thank you all for being here with me today. It's been a quick video for a change. And I look forward to see you back here next week. I'm not sure I'll be posting my next video on Friday, might be Saturday, but stick around. Maybe you can hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. I'll look forward to chat with you in the comments, and see you next time. In the meantime, happy reading.